Donc voilà. J'ai le meilleur.
Very interesting.
That's why we start
Everyone, we will continue. So I will invite you to grab your seat, please.
Are you collaboration? Are you collaboration? You know, 1 hour to 6. Oh, no. Okay.
Des relations plus light. Il nous voit là ou pas? Oui.
Oui, je vous vois.
So thank you, everyone. So we will continue with our next presentation, not a panelist, but presentation. So, Sam, I will let you introduce yourself, and Sam will talk about intellectual property and innovation on blockchain.
Yes.
Is that a real background?
Thank you, Bertrand. Can you hear me well, guys?
Background. Okay. Yes, it's very pretty.
Okay. Okay, let me put this. Is the sound is good, or should I put my headphones? Maybe it's better.
Next.
I think it's good.
Great. So happy to be here. Thank you, Bertrand. Thank you, Geneviève. Aya and Sean, great presentation. Familiar faces here. The sound is good? Still good?
Yeah, the volume.
Great.
Now, if you can speak a little bit louder, that would be perfect.
Sure. I should remove probably my Bluetooth because it's reducing the sound. All right. I think it's better now, right?
Can you hear well? A little bit better?
Yeah, better. Okay. So happy to be here, guys. My name is Sam Drisi. I'm a co-founder of Artisu and Bipquantum, which are two businesses dedicated to intellectual property democratization. So to give you a small background, I co-created 12 company. I'm really proud about that. Dedicated to technology. I strongly believe in the brain connections, and I love disruption. And I think we have, as human, the capacity to change and to think out of the box. So today, the mission is to talk about intellectual property. So how many here had ideas and dealt with intellectual property certifications? Just to raise your hands to have an idea. Okay, not a lot. So yeah, okay, that's cool. So having an idea is not an IP. As soon as you start drafting it in a paper, you create the intellectual property. And this is the biggest and the most important asset we can create as humans. And today what happened is we publish our content or our creations in social media, and we lose our right on them. So our focus is to help you use your ideas, your intellectual property, to make to take profit from them using artificial intelligence and blockchain. So this is the use case I would share with you today. So I'll start sharing my screen. So the concept we are focusing on named Bipquantum, and what I'm going to present to you as use case is how we can revolutionize IP management combining artificial intelligence and blockchain. So the first thing, let's focus on something super important. Why artificial intelligence today and blockchain are the perfect combination. So the convergence of AI and blockchain is not just a technological innovation, but a necessity to solve critical issues in IP management exclusively. How we manage IP. When we talk about management, we talk about licensing, for example, having the right to reproduce physically or virtually any content. Data ethics, super important. People they feel, they think they are free to copy content online and using it. And of course, security. So between the strength in AI, the first strength we are taking care of is the automation, like automated content analysis. The analysis is super important in our case for plagiarism detection, originality verification. Like when you, just to make small context, there is two kinds of IPs. Again, I'm not a lawyer, I'm passionate by law. There is a copyright, and we know there is patenting, of course. So copyright, whatever what you create, music, text, design, whatever, you automatically own that based in the Berne Agreement in 1986. However, how to prove you are the owner? In the past, if you remember all generations, people, they send to themselves a post-mail letter to say, oh, I have a kind of timestamp, notarized letter, proving I created that, but go to the course with that. Good luck, right? So we are making more easy with blockchain. Verification is important exclusively today in patenting. We are not verifying copywriting. Patenting, we talk about innovation. So what is the proof? What you think, what you're creating is a real innovation, right? So the other thing with AI is data ethics, of course, and security. So this is the thing we can use for licensing and automation. The second thing is process large database at scale, right? So identify, for example, patterns in copyright infringement across multiple platforms. Someone copy your content, create a phone case with it, and start selling it on Amazon. And believe me, there's a lot of artists suffering from that. Our platform did not target only artists, but the solution here target everyone with IP, right? So the blockchain strength now. Why it's super important? Because blockchain, as Sean explained to you earlier, provide immutable proof of ownership. And the ownership is super important today. Like we saw it with Genevieve project. The idea is to take ownership about everything. We are depending on, maybe I sound a little bit sharing a revolution here mindset, but we are depending on government to take decision for us. Depend on banking, depend on insurance. Of course, this is important today because that's set a structure. But blockchain give the right to human. That's why I'm big blockchain optimist. So immutable proof of ownership. You are the owner of this content you create with your brain, with your imagination. Ensuring transparent, tamper-proof record of the IP right. Who have the right to use my content and based in which license, which conditions. After that, the second point is establish decentralized governance. We talk about DAO, decentralized autonomous organization, giving the right to the community to take decision to prevent monopolistic control of AI-generated assets, for example. We saw a lot of manipulation today with data. For example, search engine, this is another subject. When you're looking for political situation or big subject online, depending your geolocalization, the result will be different. And this is not ethical at all, because this is manipulation. So we prevent that with AI and blockchain combined together. Of course, enable also trustless transactions and smart contract automation. So these are the advantages to combine blockchain and AI together. And this is bigger than us because blockchain helped to keep the AI in a certain category, giving the protection of humanity and ethically, of course, based on that. And please, if you have any question, I will give you the time for that, and you can stop me anytime. Is it clear so far? Okay, so, sorry?
Is there a way to put the speakers
I don't have the remote, unfortunately.
Can you see my screen or not?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
we
yes,
see you.
just the sound.
Oh, okay. Should I talk? Is it better
No.
here?
Vous pouvez augmenter la volume aussi de votre côté. C'est possible. Non, c'est pas nécessaire. Vous pouvez l'augmenter.
Je suis pas la
Vous n'aviez.
Just scream, Sam.
Okay. Okay.
Lungs.
Okay. So how AI is deployed in blockchain? Like
Worse.
the use case. Sorry, is it better now?
No, it's
No,
yours.
Put your hands all the way to the micro. Put your hands.
Okay.
Go inside.
All right. So there is how AI is deployed in blockchain. Like we take the case of Internet Computer Protocol here for this project. So the idea is we have 3 steps. Like when we deploy AI model on chain, the idea is enable AI direct execution on blockchain. So if you take the example of GPT, we combine it with a legal analysis model. The difference here is we deploy it based in a proof of data. So when you're looking for information in GPT, you have no guarantee to get the real and truth behind it, because the AI today did not see the difference between fake and real information. So giving a proof of data, a kind of Bible to the AI, they're gonna stick only with this data to share high quality content for you, right? So this is the focus in step 1, decentralized AI interference, like on-chain dispute resolution. If someone copy your content, we can make it manageable with the blockchain, and real-time ownership verification. The step 2 is AI optimized smart contract for IP automation. Like dynamic NFT, if you hear about it, the NFT is non-fungible token, giving the ability to sell unique piece for art. The dynamic NFT, it's used today for Tesla, for example, with Tesla. So you can see in real time the efficiency of your car, the value of your car, the ecological data of your car. So the data is evolving in real time. What we try to do with our platform is dynamic metadata, which means when you list your asset, you can list it in multiple marketplaces. And if someone buy it using a specific protocol, whatever is Polygon or Algorand or sidechain or on-chain, I don't want to lose you because there's a lot of data and technical data behind it, it's automatically removed from the other blockchain, so other marketplaces. So real-time plagiarism detection is super important. Who is using my content right now? We cannot detect metadata, but we can detect Web2 data, like images, text. This is, today with AI, is amazing. And of course, automated royalty. So let's say you create an image or design, to make it simple, and someone would like to use this image to create t-shirts, right? So everything can be managed online, on-chain. And the contract is here. Every piece is, when every piece is sold, you receive automatically your royalty. So this is the future, and we believe strongly in that. And this step 3, of course, the AI and blockchain to ensure ethical supervision, right? So transparent AI auditing, DAO governance, and of course, the idea is decentralized consensus mechanism, like to keep everything clear and transparent. Now I will show you the solution we are building. I have 30-second spot. Is it clear so far, or do you have any question?
No questions.
Great. Okay. So I will show you 30-second spot to explain to you what we're pushing so far, and I would love to hear some comments about it if there is any. All right, here. Can you see the green screen?
No,
No.
Oh, okay.
the green glow from the green screen.
Okay, let me try again.
Maybe you can put the microphone on the speaker. Does that work?
Sure. I will. You know what? I will lose my Bluetooth. Maybe it's better.
We have
Let's
a
see.
lot of.
Where are you, Sam?
French Riviera.
No, we don't hear
Maybe
you.
not.
We don't hear you anymore, Sam.
Just so you guys know, this
Because
guy
you
lives in Montreal. Lives on Ile-des-Serres. to be specific. Sorry, Sam.
Don't worry, buddy. Okay, let me try again. Can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Here.
We see your crypto wallet.
I don't think so. All right. Here. Can you hear the voice?
No.
No.
Nothing.
I'm sorry, guys. I do my best for that. Okay, let me try again.
This is what happened with technology times.
Yes, I have it. I have it. I have it. You know, the most important is to here. You should have it. You should see the green screen completely. Yeah, here we go.
No volume. We say it, but there's no sound.
No sound. Wow. Okay, so this is what we are launching. There's a cool music behind it, but I can't reproduce the music. So the idea is to replace an intellectual property consultation, make it accessible on every certification or minting. Yeah, no music, but the idea, you get the idea, I think. Okay, so let's get back to the presentation now. So we said you have an idea. The idea is to be able to list your intellectual property, certify it in your name, and where we can find interest. Today, we have a lot of people creating using artificial intelligence, right? And I don't know if you're aware by that, you cannot copyright your AI content because it's not copyrightable. AI is not able to create by itself. It needs a human to prompt. So the prompt is a copyright. And I'm frustrated by that to see how law is not adapted to technological evolution. And this is totally unfair. So that's what we try to resolve with our solution today. Removing this aspect, slow, expensive, and complex IP management. An IP lawyer is cost. I work with lawyers, and I totally understand the importance. However, I find that frustrating to spend $570 an hour average to talk to an IP lawyer, with all respect. Today, AI is able to help for that. The IP lawyer will have always his mission to validate, for example, a pre-patenting process or patenting process, or to defend. We need that. Disruption goes with collaboration. And today, I think lawyers need to open their eyes a little bit more about the impact of AI for end user, entrepreneur, scientist, artist, creative. These people need something more adapted to their reality, right? Instant and secure. So the problem, as I said, is how to prove I'm the owner of this AI creation. I cannot do it because copyright did not recognize it. Licensing and royalties. Let's say I have this wonderful application or concept or algorithm or scientific formula. I need to create usability about it. So we need to license it easy. And finally, global IP management. So when you talk about global IP management, your blockchain intellectual property certificate is not enough. It's a proof of ownership, like notarized proof. Mr. Stefan is the owner of this IP. What we find as a solution is to create what we name a digital twin, which means we take the certificate data metadata, and we generate a conventional copyright certificate. So we are bridging blockchain with the real world. And this is the strength to disrupt conventional process. Now, some numbers, like IP valuation, guys, it's $62 billion annual revenue in US only last year. It's 2.1 billion annual revenue for IP services. This is Switzerland, to give you an idea, right?
Right.
So the solution today is helping you for instant ownership, legal integration, AI-powered legal automation, so you can have consultation support, minting your IP as an NFT, selling it as a simple article on Amazon, right? And of course, managing your royalties. The project is supported by Internet Computer Protocol. RTZ is the first platform I developed 7 years ago, having 3,000 user product of the day, and supported by Deloitte. And we use PyTorch for our LLM model. I will accelerate a little bit because I want share with you more data. This is the team. We are growing step by step. We're not a big team. Exclusive with AI now, we can be lower team. We are in pre-seed. We already secured $1 million. We have to secure $4 million. to be able to deploy and grow the DAO. And finally, we airdropping a utility token. You can scan the link from left. We are looking for beta tester, trying the app, giving feedback. We are looking for engagement. So please share around you. We're totally open for that. We are airdropping 1,000 token for each IP creator for a total 5 million token. So we're targeting 5,000 users. And the utility token will be incorporated in the DAO. So respecting the financial authorities, which is the biggest challenge today. So that's it.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Do you have any questions for Sam? Yeah.
Can you hear me, Sam? Okay, great.
Yes, I can hear you.
You guys are trying to replace law firms on a smaller sense and make IP more accessible to the person that does not have a huge budget to go and see a lawyer? Is that like the purpose of the project?
Yes, the purpose is to make intellectual property elevator accessible to everyone, not only the elite, of course.
Do you have plans to move this to other fields of law, not just IP?
Absolutely, we have. Of course, the focus is IP because it's already big. And in our roadmap, we start from copyright to pre-patenting, right? That's our roadmap. And yeah, we can use the technology today for other use cases, absolutely, in law.
Have you gotten any pushback from law firms?
Honestly, no. To be totally honest, the test we made so far with law firms, we work with 4 different law firms. We have 4 support from 1 in Boston, New Hampshire, Canada, Switzerland, and North Africa. They support the project, but other law firms, no, not yet.
Very cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
There's another question. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just curious to pick your brain on this. What's your take on the ability for AI? Let's say I'll use OpenAI as an example because they're currently undergoing this, in terms of being able to scrape the internet for content that could maybe go through licensing from, let's say, the New York Times, let's say Getty Images. What's your opinion on where this industry is going to go? Because right now, as you know, an AI could just scrape the internet and not necessarily use the proper source or source the proper sources for their information. And let's say they'll use, let's say, stuff from the New York Times, stuff from Getty. These are a couple examples. And they could just kind of get away with it and use it as their own. Whereas these content creators everywhere in the world, there's obviously a bunch of publishers, are fighting back, claiming that this is, copyrighted, content on the internet. As much as we want to live in an open source world, this is content that either was behind the paywall or we only want our, members to, our paid members to have access to. Who do you think is going to win here? And what do you see as a dynamic playing out in terms of content creators versus AI and especially AI agents that are going to have free roam of the internet to be able to use existing content that these creators are, let's say, responsible for creating.
And the composition thereof, too.
Absolutely.
Thank you for the question. Absolutely. This is like 2 questions in one. Yeah, for the first point, absolutely. I'm afraid and stressed about what happened with how GPT, OpenAI are managing our personal data, first of all, because there is no clear data about what happened to our data. Number one, there is no cryptography for our data. So, which means GPT is not, with all my respect, getting like the ROI they are looking for. So they have the ability tomorrow to sell our data. How many people today, they use GPT with personal informations? And this is, of course, stressed me a lot. This is to answer to the first question. So that's why I believe more in open source with a DAO, and I would say technically an AI managed with a hybrid blockchain to be able to secure, at the meantime, keep the ability to verify the data. For second question, it's the most sensitive one. So how AI would be able to evolve respecting original creation based in the reinforcement learning. So I think AI would be able to be creative and receive the education, which is unfortunately big players that are not doing that so far, did not copy, but to be inspired. This is super sensitive, right? As human, you can be inspired from a creation. Let's say you check like Mona Lisa or Leonardo da Vinci creation, and you are inspired to create something equivalent or different. Another possibility, there is open right. So every creation after 50 years, you have the right to reproduce it. But of course, there is different conditions to respect that. So the AI have to be educated for that. That's what we are fighting today. We're finding the way to certify original creation. We're finding the way also to give the ability to AI creator, not only for art, because today we use AI also in to evolve with quantum research, to be able to advance our technology, our world, without being limited with the copywriting and patenting process. So finally, I think there is no winner or a loser. There is a collaboration between human and AI in the future, for sure. I hope I answered clearly to your question.
Yeah, thank you so much. I could maybe just, pose a small follow-up. So do you think, I'm gathering from what you answered, do you believe open source will ultimately win, or do you think, because OpenAI being open at one point and now closed, a nice thing that they pulled in the public, that was great. So now that it's closed, do you think like closed AI companies with, let's say, licensing deals to private content are going to prevail, or I think what I gathered, you believe that the open source will prevail much more?
People can parallel. It's not one or the other. They'll be parallel.
You think they're going to be parallel?
Of course, there'll be sequestered data. For example, NASA doesn't release all its data, and that has to be interpreted separately. And they have to have their own LLM, and of course. But I'll let you answer. I'm sorry, I didn't want to steal this thunder. Please.
No, please go ahead.
Yeah. So my opinion is, that they'll be in tandem. You'll have a very strong network of private AI with their own LLMs that are specialized for that task, and then you'll have a more general set of open AIs and llamas and Geminis and Claude that work on more general tasks, and we'll have community editions and an overlay of turbo or accelerated models for a faster rendering. That's how it has to be. It can't be one or the other. It has to be both. You have your input. That's my sense.
Yeah, thank you for your opinion. It's an open conversation, by the way. I have different vision about that personally. I'm a GNU generation. So GNU generation is the first community working in open source. And by the way, my first project, Artisio, I'm turning it open source and 100% free for the first variant. I believe in that. The problem today, there is unfair usability about open source. I have simple example, guys. Linux and Unix, right? So Apple is using at base Linux for the interface. What is the proof they are respecting the open sourcing, right? So what happened today, you have like Linux Foundation, more than 2 million developers working, spending time with patients and collaborating together to evolve technology. And you have these giants behind open sourcing, using the technology to make more profit at the end of the day, right? Of course, GPT changed the world, of course. But at the meantime, I don't believe, personally, I have a big problem with that, with Llama managed by Facebook and OpenAI with a partial Microsoft and all these big players being neutral. Because an open source have to be neutral, have to be a non-profit. That's my vision about that. So yes, they would be together, of course, but is it fair? In my opinion, always like today, what we see is GAFAs like Google, Amazon, Facebook, or these giants, they keep eating creativity and innovation to stay in the top. That's my opinion.
Life is unfair.
Life is unfair, yeah. Thankfully, there is blockchain giving us some
Oh,
hope.
it should be true.
Yeah, I know.
Ability of being able to bundle their services. Gemini is a great example. It's less expensive than OpenAI, and I can get 2 terabytes worth of Google Drive space. Now, OpenAI can't provide me with that, right? Because they don't provide that service. Google is always going to have that upper hand because of how many services they could just bundle into one subscription plus AI. So yeah, I agree that they're always going to be around, but yeah, I was just curious to know about your open source dilemma.
You can have them all except for OpenAI if you use AWS Bedrock. You can put the models side by side and compare them. You can't integrate the results here, but you can compare the results side by side. So if that's ultimately what you're looking for, whether it's a blockchain application or whether it's a more general application, that's something you might want to look at through Bedrock.
Thank you, Sam.
I love it. Yeah, thank you, guys. It's a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone. So if you want to reach out to Sam, I think you can reach out on LinkedIn or via the app, actually. Can you remind us what's the name again?
Yeah, absolutely. Is Bipquantum. Sorry, I will share back again the screen here. So you have the link tree from the right, my right, which is your right too, I think, and you have the giveaway from the left to support us. We are looking for to build the community. We are looking for a creative entrepreneur, anyone able to try and play with the app, giving us feedback to build the DAO with us, of course, the decentralized autonomous organization.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much, Sam.
Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
I think there's one question.
There's one more question.
Sure.
One very short question. I apologize if you already explained it. It was hard for me to listen, but I just want to know what's your approach with artists that are not familiar with all the benefits of blockchain, and how do you approach them? And if there is a way that you're already implementing for them to not necessarily be on blockchain, to be able to save their rights and their art.
So if I understand clearly your question, you said, what are our vision and efforts to support artists to protect their IP without going automatically to an NFT model, right?
Exactly.
Okay, I hear you. Yes, so to share with you feedback here, so like we started ArtisU more than 8 years ago, and we are targeting 100% artists. And at the end, no artists integrate the platform because they show us a kind of resistance about technology. Everything is different today. So I believe in 2 things. The first thing is education, right? So why it's important today to certify your art and your IP is to prove you have respect for yourself and your creation. This is number 1. Number 2 is to turning the technology 100% free and to make it user-friendly. So if you try ArtisU, your first platform is not sexy at all, but is working well. You don't need any crypto knowledge. You can create your custodial wallet with a simple Gmail, and you will download your PDF certificate, and you have 100 free certificates. So this platform is 100% free, but it costs us money. Of course, it's not free. So this is how I think we can support creativity. As soon as people start understanding IP is an asset, if I have like 100 idea, this is 100 IP, right? And in 100 IP, the potential to succeed, grow, change the world are really high, right? So we want it accessible. So freemium, user-friendly, and of course, education.
How would you modify NFT protocols to protect IP and to make it more, how do you say, a licensing agreement with restricted privilege rather than ownership token?
Thank you for your question. So this problem, you are resolving it with ArtisU, not with Bipquantum. First of all, is integrating the KYC, know your customer, exactly as you're opening a bank account to reduce scam and of course trolls. Those people are copying art and launching NFT collections. The second is, if we talk about protocol, is combining two protocols together, which is like the ERC 721C and 1155. Of course, the base is always Ethereum, but the ambition is to go through cross-chain infrastructure. So that's why we start with Bitcoin Stamp, we evolve to Ethereum, Polygon, Algorand, now Internet Computer Protocol, to have like a global implementation. To make it simple, guys, if you are using Yahoo, I'm using Gmail, you send me an email, I'm not able to open it or read it. So that's the problem today with blockchain. Of course, I'm sure we're going to resolve it. But there is, if I can say that, there is a kind of ego with the big players in blockchain saying, I'm gonna launch the layer one. I'm gonna find a way for interoperability, and everyone will gonna follow me. We need to reduce the ego and work together for that. So the third step to evolve a simple NFT to a real IP piece is to integrate easy licensing and easy verification of ownership. Because instead of going to Etherscan, BScan, name it, to see, is it the original public key from the owner, from the artist, everyone is anonymous. I don't believe in that. Blockchain have to be open, accessible, and giving us the right to share our data or not. This is the game, right? We don't have this choice in Web 2, of course. So giving this trustability, using nickname and, for example, associating internet identity or unique wallet to verify you are a real human, geolocalized in this place with a license verified, without having the license, of course, because we need to protect the data, will make tremendous difference. And the third thing is licensing. So how I can use the asset in horizontal usability, like GameFi, media use, physical, virtual reproduction, SaaS, what are the conditions, what are the royalties? And that will make tremendous difference in NFTs.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
Now, we will continue. If you have more questions to Sam, I can see it's a very interesting topic. You have a lot of questions.
Thank
so
you.
you can follow up with him with the Bipquantum or Artesio. It will be, I'm really pleased to answer any question that you might have. So we will continue. Thank you, Sam.
Thank you.
So with the last topic, I will be talking about Regenerative Tech 101. This is a very interesting topic. As you can see, we have lots of technology involved. So how we can use those technologies to make an impact on everything that we rely on today, all the systems that we use. So, but before I go a little bit deeper in the regenerative tech, let's try to